Welcome to Spit Take, and this is Rick, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Adam.
Hello.
And Steph.
What's up, nerds?
Now, I just want to start off by saying that my child said that her friend didn't, her mom didn't want, or their mom didn't want them to play with my child at my house because they said they saw my podcast or TikTok. Not quite sure. So I just want to say I'm a good person. I'm a combat vet, former law enforcement, been working in mental health for 17 years, help people with neurodivergence, PTSD, addictions problem. And I've seen you. I don't know anything about you. I don't much judge people. I don't judge you. But what I will say is, eat another fucking sandwich, you fat bitch. Thank you. Anyways, let's get into Welcome to Derry. Adam, take it away.
I don't know. I kind of want to go back to that. First of all, thank you for listening, ma'am.
Fat bitch. Eat a sandwich while you listen.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you.
There's nothing against hefty people. She can just eat another sandwich.
But yeah. So, anyways, well, that sucks that you're dealing with that. Let's talk about Welcome to Derry, though. I am fully caught up. I believe you guys said you were too, which is awesome. The latest episode was pretty intense, and it was episode 7, so there's one more left. The bar burnt down, which was
Spoiler
crazy.
Warning, by the way. I'm trying not to get the spoilers all the way out, but you know, if you're gonna listen to our show, you have to watch the show. So go ahead.
Yeah. So, anyways, though, there's a big shootout at the bar. It goes pretty crazy. There's a major character death. We won't share who. That was very sad to me because I really liked him. I identified with that person. But overall, I mean, had a lot of action in it. And Pennywise was creepiest I've seen him movies or show yet. The way he acted.
Yes.
You know, you got the origin story of why he's a clown now, which was kind of cool. There was basically he saw that there was a clown performing at a circus or something, or a carnival, and he said, well, the kids really like you, so I'm gonna be just like you. And then he murdered the clown and took his moniker. So, but man, it was a pretty bloody episode. I'll say that much.
I just like the scene where Ingrid had no feelings about her husband getting decapitated. And then the moment she realized Pennywise was not her father. And it was just right at that last second since before he showed her the deadlights. I thought that was some amazing acting, number one. You kind of feel bad for her, but at the same time, she's kind of letting Pennywise kill a bunch of people and eat people. And so I guess I shouldn't feel bad for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's really interesting what they're doing with the military again. You knew they were trying to use Pennywise as a weapon. But it doesn't seem like it's the military. It seems to be a personal thing going on.
James Remar kind of showed up to be kind of an asshole.
Yeah. I really do like this. I think this is better than Stranger Things right now, which we might dig into a little bit. I really think this is better than Stranger Things, to tell you the truth. Right? I mean, which again, we will dig into a little bit, because I thought Stranger Things kind of, who cares? You know, nah. Plus, you know, everybody's 24 years old, you know, and the little girl's now 14 all of a sudden. You know, and it's not even the same actress. I mean, I don't know. Steph, what do you think?
Yeah.
So I hate clowns, and this one definitely terrified me. And I caught up on the last couple, and it was a lot. the creepy run that he does gets me every time. And I feel what I liked about this last one is they did go into his origin story. I really liked that they kind of brought that in. Like, he was the clown that was trying to make people laugh, but also those kids were assholes that were watching his show. Like,
Yeah.
I don't blame him for turning into who he was. Those kids were mean. But then, like, he was also tranced and went through it. I'm trying not to say too much, but it was definitely one of the creepier episodes. My heart broke for the barn scene. That was just devastating. Very well done, but devastating. Can I talk about the burn, the issue?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is gonna be a spoiler. So
don't use the character's name. Just like,
okay, yeah, smart. Okay, so the one person that passed in the show, but was in the middle of the flames, but was in full tact, not burned or anything. I didn't quite understand what happened there.
Yeah. So to give a little bit more context, the character was trying to save another one and got caught up in the fire. And then they kind of show after the fire's out, when the medics come in and everything, he's dead, but he's, he looks like his body is unharmed from all the fire, which I thought they were going to more find like a charred corpse, but that's not what they found. He looked relatively intact with it. It's more like he suffocated in the fire, but yeah, I was kind of thrown off by that too. And I think it was just like, I don't know, maybe again, I don't even know how to describe my theory without giving away who it was. So we'll just leave it at that. It was confusing. Huh? I'm trying to keep like some mystery. I'm trying to keep some mystery. Like, I can share enough that, like,
dude, this is a spoiler show. All right, from now on, I'm calling it's a spoiler show, dude. We're not going to sit here talking around it. If we want to do a full spoiler-free thing, we'll do this. We're talking about the goddamn show. Talk about it.
Fine. So, anyways, one of the kids dies, Rich, who we've all come to love, little dweeby kid. But he was trying to save Maggie, and he was laying on top of a box and in the middle of the fire, and to try to keep her in so she was safe from it. And anyways, he ended up dying. So, and I think that the part of it that why they didn't show like a charred corpse or anything. Well, I guess it doesn't make sense because I've shown plenty of other dead kids, but
yeah,
they didn't want to do. I thought maybe they didn't want to do anything too grotesque with a child.
Probably with children, yeah.
So, because a lot of the child deaths have been more implied or a little bit off screen. Like, it was never like a clear picture of Pennywise killing someone. If you get what I'm saying. Like, you see him kind of do it, but like it's never really shown. I don't know how else to describe
except
it.
For the eyeballs.
Well, but they didn't kill the kid,
kill her,
though.
But it's still pretty grotesque.
It was pretty gruesome.
I don't know how she has an eyeball left. That's weird. Did
I don't know.
Both eyeballs explode?
No, like she ran it through like a bandsaw. Maybe she only caught the one, but like, it's also like a weird, because he can shift reality, right? So I don't know. Maybe she like didn't do as much damage as it makes it look from the shifted reality. I have no idea. I just
had the impression when she was laying on the ground that both her eyes were gone.
Yeah. Well, I kind of thought she ran both through there, but she must have just caught the one.
Right. It just seemed like both of them kind of just exploded when that happened.
Yeah.
It is what it looked like. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of inconsistency. Maybe I'm just a moron. Sorry, I'm really fired up right now. I'll settle down. But
you're feisty today.
So I have a question. When Pennywise is looking at certain people, he opens his mouth and it's like all fire.
That's really his essence. It's called the deadlights. it is a connection. They think I forget what they call it. It's a connection to like the universe he's from. So that's really his life essence. And when people look at it, they can die or go insane. Or I think Ingrid kind of just like went into paralysis. But yeah, it really messes up people. Yeah, you probably don't want to look at it.
Well, he did it to Beverly in the first It movie.
Yeah, he did it in the I remember in the It movies too.
Yeah, so he did it to Beverly, and then she was kind of floating and in some kind of trance. And to what purpose? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. It's probably in the book somewhere. It's pretty much guaranteed it's in the book somewhere, but yeah, I couldn't tell you what it means, honestly, but it's definitely a curiosity of mine too, is like, what is this thing that's happening to them?
Well, yeah,
because
he did it to Will at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And that is a good question. Why is he just not killing them? Why is he?
Right. Well, and so the other thing that comes up as a question here, so they found one of the pillars and they dug it up and they burned the thing.
Right.
And, now he can be free. But he was about to go into his 27-year sleep. So is that something that's created by the pillars, or is that something, or is he like, hey, I'm about to go to sleep, and then he's like, oh, hold on, let me go fuck some more shit up real quick? Like, did it just kind of awaken him to where he doesn't need the sleep anymore? Or did he just like, hey, one last ride?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'll have to go back and look at an explanation, because he obviously had a plan to use Pennywise. So, but how would he know what to do with the pillar too?
Right.
If that, like if you destroy the pillar, does that affect Pennywise? Does that weaken him?
Right. Well, and James Remar, like, it kind of takes a little bit of a turn, because you think he's going to use it as a weapon against, America's enemies. And I mean, I guess technically in his own mind he is, because his whole explanation was like, Americans are turning on themselves and like people are just doing bad things. So Pennywise will get rid of the fear so that we only have the bravest Americans left. It was like, that was kind of the premise of like why he's doing this. And it's like, he's turning the weapon on America, basically. That was his plan.
Right.
So that ended up being kind of a little crazy twist right there. So we'll see what happens to
well, yeah,
to the Hanlons
and all the civil rights and all that stuff too, it looks like too, right? So
yeah,
I'm sure it was pretty chaotic around that time.
Well, that's the other thing. Is there going to be any retribution for all the people killed in that club?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. But maybe because what's his face Rich was in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope that, well, we already know that the police chief Bowers doesn't get his comeuppance, because shows up later as as what's his face, the bully kid's dad. So we know that he makes it out at least, but like the rest of the townspeople who are all in on that, probably nothing happens. But then reading some of the lore too of like what happens every time Pennywise awakens, is that there's a lot of like chaos and death and everything. And like the townspeople are basically complicit. And when he awakens, it causes them to be angry and violent too. So it's not like this is an unheard of thing in Derry. So they might just be pushing it off like, hey, whatever, we did this thing. We're good. Like just a fucked up town to live in,
Yeah, it could be. I mean, there's a lot going on, I guess. There's like a lot of moving pieces in there. But, well, if they get that other pillar, right? That's what, what's her name? The crazy one.
What do you think?
Judy?
Huh?
I'm so bad with names. The one that got sent to Juniper Hill.
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
yeah,
the main girl.
She has it in her hand. So that has to play a part in this somehow.
They'll probably lock it back in the cage. I mean, that's the only way it can really end, because otherwise, if there were no pillars and Pennywise was free to go wherever he wanted, we would have had a very different story in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, I think like one of the most terrifying parts of that was like when he comes out and he's 3/4 of the way covered in blood, just sitting there.
Yeah, when they were showing him sleeping in all the blood surrounded by all the flesh and bones and everything. That was pretty creepy.
Yeah. Definitely not going to sleep well, but that's okay.
I thought the last episode, and it was very small scene where he got the girl, was more creepy. I don't know. This episode was pretty creepy,
Oh yeah.
especially when he's like, she's, you got a longer look at his eyes and how cold and slow moving he was. He wasn't that regular, just kind of fucking with you.
Yeah.
Pennywise, he was very cold and calculated. And yeah, the way those eyes glow, and it reminds me of what's that movie? Sailor's Lot too? Salem's Lot?
Yeah.
The eyes of the vampires were like that too. Is that like, wondering if that's like a Stephen King thing? And it does kind of remind me of old Stephen King, where they've had something about the eyes, glowing eyes in some movies in the olden days too.
Right. And yeah, and they did that in Sinners too. I actually watched that recently. It was good.
Great movie.
Yeah, but the others, I don't know, like they really did put him front and center and gave him like very long scenes where you can see him, because they haven't really done that before. Like you were saying, it's usually very quick. He's trying to scare someone. He shows up, scares them, runs off. And like, you don't ever get a long look at him.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with you.
Because
it kind of creeped me out.
Movies are usually about the kids, right? It's not really about Pennywise. It's about, it's a horror movie, and this is going more. I mean, really is a history of Pennywise in Derry, really. And I really liked it too. I've liked seeing the flashbacks and everything, and how they're connecting and building up the universe. It's kind of a history of the Stephen King universe going forward too. So, which universes are all the rage these days?
Yeah, well, and I think that things are not going to work out well for the group. I mean, obviously we know.
Well, Will's going to survive, I think, right?
Yeah, Will's going to survive. Because obviously his son becomes is part of the next group that's targeted.
Right.
So he's gonna be okay. Will his dad? I don't know, but like the other kids, we didn't see. I mean, not that doesn't mean that they didn't all move away afterwards, but I just think that, we know that Pennywise comes back in about 27 years. So whatever they do, it's not to stop him. It's literally to just probably cage him.
We know what's going to happen.
Which,
yeah, we know the future.
Yeah, which I did like the Indian reservation when they were talking about it, because they're the ones that cage him, and then they're all sitting around. They're like, well, the one guy's like, see you in 27 years, fuckers, or something like that. I was like, they just know, like, this is their job, is to get him back in the cage.
Well, and I wonder if they're going to do some kind of massacre of them, though, too, because, we haven't heard anything of them in any other of the lore movies that we've seen. So, but I mean, maybe the stuff is in the books and we just don't know that.
Right. Could be.
So
I will say I was eating a chicken wing last night. I think it was yesterday when we were watching it. And it was the part where he's just sitting there munching on I forget, he's just calmly eating somebody. I think it was I can't remember when it was. And I'm sitting there eating this chicken wing and I'm just like, I can't eat chicken wings anymore. It's like, this just ruined it for me. So thank you, Stephen King.
Well, he did it when he cut off the one guy's head, and then he just picked up this was half his face that he cut off, and he just picked it up and started eating it.
Yes, very casually.
That's pretty gross.
Very casually though. Just in with all the sounds and everything. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, nope. I'm just gonna put that down.
It was pretty gross.
Yeah.
But it was also awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. One more episode.
Yeah.
So I look
forward to seeing what's happening.
Yep. Only 8 episodes.
Let's transition into the WB HBO acquisition. So last week it was thought that Netflix was going to win the bidding war for WB HBO with an $82.7 billion bid. So those commercials must be doing wonders for them. And but was it yesterday or the other day? Then Paramount came in and they bid, I think it was like 108 billion, 104
Something like
billion,
that, yeah.
108.4
100
billion
plus.
to WB. Which I guess it's also the acquisition of CNN and Discovery. I was seeing something on here that Barry Weiss was being made editor-in-chief of CBS News, which do they own CBS News as well? Or is Paramount owned? Okay, Paramount owns CBS.
Yeah.
Which should be interesting because Barry Weiss kind of, if you know her, she can be, I think she can be a little nutty, but she does have kind of a, I think, ethical, newsworthy idea of how to run things. So,
Sure.
But so, who do you want owning this? Now, this is the streaming wars are alive and well. Mm-hmm. The good thing about this is they'll be paying, you'll be paying less money. Somebody tried saying that, oh, well, it's all going to be under one streaming service. Oh yeah, that worked well with Disney, Hulu, and ESPN. It's like $40 to have all three of them, or $30 or something like that.
Yeah.
But you're looking at Harry Potter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stuff. You're looking at Harry Potter. You're looking at DC. You're looking at, Welcome to Derry. You're looking at a lot of good properties by WB and HBO. And I think Paramount is definitely behind on the streaming wars. And they might die because theaters are dying. Because if you go to a theater, they're disgusting now. I canceled my AMC stubs because I can't even go to the freaking theater. The seats are disgusting. They need a deep clean.
Yep.
I'm not going to I got my bed and then a big screen that I have a projector running on. I don't need to go to the theater. I don't need to listen to people eat and sing songs while I'm trying to watch a movie. But anyways, who do you want to win?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that. See, I'm actually leaning towards Netflix with this. I feel like I want Netflix to have the properties. And the reason being is that I'm not saying Paramount, I guess I haven't seen this a lot from Paramount, but like
they own South Park.
Yeah.
And King of the
Hill. I feel like Netflix gives more freedom to the creators. I don't think they're as involved, but I also think they know what they're doing with the streaming services, and a lot more people are watching movies when they come to streaming than they are going to the theaters. That's why they're not doing well at the box office. But like Netflix is still making solid money on these movies that they're producing. And a lot of the Netflix movies have been good, and they've been buying up a decent amount of IPs. I actually just watched Glass Onion recently. From the Knives Out series, and that was fucking excellent. But I didn't know that they had bought the rights to it after the first movie. So, and they have a new one coming out in a couple of days, I think.
Oh, really?
But yeah, they have a new one. It's what is it called? Something from the Grave, I want to say. I don't know, something like that. But anyways, I think that Netflix knows what it's doing. And I feel comfortable with those properties going to them because they are pretty open ideas. Like when you hear about the Duffer Brothers shopping Stranger Things around and nobody wanted to touch them, they were like, no, nobody wants to watch a show about kids doing this stuff. And then Netflix was like, nah, bring it here. We'll do it. And it became a national hit. It became so big. And there's such a huge fan base for it because they took the chance on that, So I think that they have a very clear head about like how to proceed and how to move forward and how to keep the fans happy. And as a DC guy, as Rick often points out, I do want those properties with a company that knows what they're doing, with a company that knows what they're doing, and with the oversight of someone who knows what they're doing. Does this mean that, after the buyout, does this mean James Gunn is going to stay on and do it? I hope so. But I'm also open to the fact that they might just go off and reboot again, or they'll bring back the Snyderverse. But I can go into a whole thing about what I think about that. But I do think that Netflix is the right home for it. Although I'll say that I do like some of the stuff Paramount's doing too. But I just don't think Paramount has original ideas.
Here's my problem with Netflix. For the $7.99, you get ads. You get 480p quality. I thought you got lesser than that. It's 2 streaming devices. For standard $17.99, it's just ad free. For premium, they had ad free 4K Ultra and streaming on up to 4 devices simultaneously. Why? Well, I guess, why can't they? Does it cost more to give 4K Ultra? Or are they just, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm paying for ads, and the ads are giving you more money than $25 a month. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
And so why can't I get Ultra HD since I'm probably making you more money?
I don't know how it works, but yeah, I have no idea how it works, to be honest. I don't know if it costs more to stream that out because of the server, because it's their servers, right? Because it's internet, it's computers. They have the servers, they have to run the servers, and the more that people are taking from it, the harder the servers have to work. I know that much. So it could just be some of its upkeep to get to that. I have no idea. But if I had to venture a theory, that would be my theory.
So, franchises: DC, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I actually think either or can go with this. Casablanca, Citizen Kane, Gone with the Wind, the Conjuring universe, Mad Max universe, the Matrix universe, Blade Runner universe, Barbie universe, Sopranos, Friends, Sex and the City, The Last of Us. I'd like to see some pretty good video games, but you also have gaming, and Netflix has been having gaming on their device. You can play in a controller on your phone. They're putting Red Dead Redemption 1 on there. I think San Andreas is on there. The Arkham series.
Yep.
Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Which another film series too. Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. So think of your classic Cartoon Networks being brought back. Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo. I would absolutely love that. I would Johnny Bravo is one of my favorites because he's like, hey baby, wanna touch my muscles? 10 cents a minute. It's a bargain. Johnny Bravo, man. I guess they own TBS TNT as well. I think they wouldn't be getting some of that, or CNN.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons that the price is so high, right? Is because they're going to be getting all these popular shows that they can stream on their channel. And it's also one of the reasons that the regulatory commission is kind of against this. Like, if you haven't watched, like, the government's kind of like, I don't know if we want to do this because it's going to give Netflix too much power, because they're the anti-monopoly laws, blah, blah, blah.
Yet they gave it to Disney.
Yeah, they let Disney do it. But in any case,
there is one thing I like about it, though. If one company ends up owning everything, finally you can just put it all under one app.
So you would think so, but look at what Disney has. So Disney has Disney,
but it's
Hulu,
all in one app, though. You can watch Disney, ESPN, and Hulu.
See,
the price is,
but you're still paying for 3.
The price is
you're still paying
story,
for 3.
But I don't have to go from app to app to find what I want. Though is what I'm saying.
True. Yes, you can watch all the Hulu content on the Disney app.
Right. I am watching Disney and Hulu. I'm not paying $30 for ESPN. I kind of think wrestling's kind of done for me because it's all being done on ESPN, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Well, and even so, like with my bundle, I have Disney, Hulu, and HBO Max. Not sure how HBO got on there, but that's part of the bundle.
But HBO does own AEW, or Warner Brothers does have AEW, which is the secondary wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So that is another acquisition that's not being talked about.
Yeah. Well, ideally, what they do is they just close down 2 of the streaming services and have the one. And be like, hey, all our content's on this one place.
Yeah.
As long as it's not as much as cable.
Yeah.
There's so many different streaming services out there. It's getting absurd. Like I'm not against this whole buyout because I think it would make things easier for all of us instead of being like, gotta go to this app. Now I gotta go to this app. Now I gotta go to this app. So I'm not against it. My issue is that, and like Adam said, Netflix has put out some really good movies. I will say that. The Holiday, still one of my favorites.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, like they do make some good ones. Do they make some shitty ones? Of course. But like I'm not mad at them. I just don't want them to turn some of these movies into woke movies, right? Like let's not change up the script on things that we know just to make it more 2025 friendly, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I hope so too. I mean, and some of the movies that come out that like, because didn't the Beverly Hills Cop, I don't want to say reboot, but the Beverly Hills Cop movie that came out, yeah, it came out last year. It was Netflix. Netflix created that.
I think it was kind of forgettable though, because I don't really remember. I thought it was good. I don't remember anything about it.
It was a good nostalgic journey. It's not the best Beverly Hills Cop movie, but it was fun. But I think that they do have their pulse on stuff. Now, some of the stuff they've put out has been also not great. But they're taking their chances, and from what I understand, they're letting the creators do a lot more of what they want, which is something I want in like an ownership studio, right? Because how many movies and shows have been ruined just because the studio decides, hey, we need to put this in here, or they take the wrong lessons from things. They're completely out of touch, and they're like, but like the directors who are making the content, they're like, we know what we want to see, so let's, we're pretty in line with this group of people. I think that we can make something that would make them happy. So I think that giving the creative freedom that Netflix would give would be awesome. But for all I know, Paramount Plus would do that too, because I have liked a lot of their Star Trek stuff. It's been very good. The Picard series was awesome. The Below Decks cartoon, and they were able to take it in a lot of different directions, so that was fun. But as far as like I don't feel like Paramount has a lot of unique content. You know what I mean? Like they don't have anything that's
they have MTV, Nickelodeon, Showtime, which you have to pay extra for, but they have Dexter, Comedy Central.
But they don't have they don't have their own IPs really that much.
No, they're not like making too many original content. I wish they'd make more of the Beavis and Butthead. I thought that was pretty good. The new ones, where they thought they were going to a escape room and they got stuck in the bathroom.
I haven't watched much of that. I watched a couple episodes.
Oh my god, Beavis and Butthead's one of my favorite. And Beavis like on the phone. He's like, I don't know. I just want to talk. No one knows the real Beavis.
God.
Mike Judge is a genius. I'm sorry.
He's so funny.
He is one of the greatest. I do want to mention though, what's up with Netflix Christmas? I just looked up. I haven't seen any Netflix Christmas, and they've had some really good ones come out in the last in the last decade or so. Because I like Christmas.
Yeah.
I like Santa Christmas. I like Santa magic tinsel Christmas. The ones they have out look like they need to be in the Hallmark movies.
Hallmark Channel.
And I guess women really like that bullshit. So that might be why they're focusing on that. I've had women tell me they want to sit around watching Hallmark. Yeah, that's fine. That's your thing. I'm not mad. You watch stuff. Stop. You're watching like Real Mormon Housewives of Toledo
Beverly
or something.
Hills.
So
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't watch Hallmark Christmas fucking movies. I think that it's all the same. Oh my God, my car broke down in a small town. I need somebody to help me. Oh, look, there's this hot widower with a child that needs help on the farm. I'm going to go stay with them. We're going to fall in love, but I have to go back to New York City tomorrow. But I just can't leave. I'm going to give up my 6-figure job just to come and live on the farm with you.
What? He's a doctor in a small town. He's from New York City. He doesn't belong here.
What are you doing?
I did like the one. Actually, it was kind of stupid. It was very corny, but the chick was hot in it. Where there was like a night in modern day, and it was a Christmas, and he was like, I've never had hot chocolate before. And he's like making his own bread. She's like, oh my God, you know how to make bread by hand? Oh yeah, I know how to do that, my lady. And
what movie is this?
It was so stupid. It was funny. I forget. Was that like Christmas night or something like that? It's on that. It's like it came on Netflix like 2 or 3 years ago.
It sounds
it's
stupid as hell.
Watch with the wife. I will tell you that, but you kind of watch it cringely too.
I want
to know what the fuck this is.
I watched the one last year that they put out that was they used places near our hometown because I wanted to see like what I love watching that stuff, like, right, like, oh, this is where like this little shop is or whatever. So I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't recognize any of this from our hometown, like not one thing. I don't know where they filmed, but it definitely was not there. So I was actually really disappointed.
Oh, that's
okay.
Like go ahead.
If any of our listeners are wondering what movie Rick was talking about, it's called The Night Before Christmas. Night spelled Knight.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah. It has Josh Whitehouse, Vanessa Hudgens, Emmanuel Shriki. I love her. She's great. Let's see. Kat Graham, Quincy Brown, Rob Lowe's in it. Kristen Davis.
That's the thing. How do they get some of these actors to agree to be in this?
Oh, I think it's because of Emmanuel Shriki is because I liked it because I like her and I would do a lot to say hi to
She's
her.
so beautiful. She's so beautiful.
I know.
I don't know who this is.
She was in Zohan.
Yeah.
That's where I first seen her.
Nope.
She's like 50 years old.
And then she was Lana Lang in the Superman and Lois show. Mm-hmm.
What about
wonderful.
Something I would have watched?
You never saw You Don't Mess with Zohan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
She's just awesome.
Yeah. The Night Before Christmas, you don't know. She was in Wrong Turn in 2003.
Yeah. She was in Waiting.
Oh, she was in Waiting? Who was she in Waiting?
Yeah, she was in Waiting. She was Tyla. I don't know who that is. Let's see. She was in Super Troopers 2.
Just going to look her up.
I don't know. Yeah, anyways, love her. She's great.
Yeah.
I might have to watch this movie now just because she's in it.
Off topic, I don't know why this CIA has been showing up for me on social media. This guy that used to be CIA, and he's talking about movies that are more accurate about the CIA. One he mentioned was the Recruit or the with Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I love that movie.
He said that was pretty close, and then he also said the show Homeland. So I'm gonna have to watch Homeland.
Okay.
Apparently, that's very close to what the CIA is actually like.
I know who she is. Yeah, she was Sloane in Entourage.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh my God, that's a great. See, these are the shows you guys have to relate to me. That I know.
Oh, Entourage. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was. I watched it, but I thought it was overrated.
No way.
I just never really cared for it. But to each their own, I guess.
A bunch of
I don't
frat
know.
boys.
Yeah. It's just a lot of white privilege. That's all.
Yeah, all that white privilege in there.
It's
all that white
guys
privilege.
coming from Jersey who are making a name for themselves. Turtle goes from being a driver to being like a multi-millionaire because he created a tequila company.
Because he smokes a lot of weed.
Yeah. And Kevin Dillon, he's the goofy older brother who sucks, but like
I liked in that show. He's probably the best character in that show.
I don't know. I love Ari.
I don't know. I haven't seen it for like 20 years.
Yeah. I just watched the movie the other day. So
there's a movie?
Mm-hmm.
I never watched the movie. I probably won't. I don't know. I just think they're obnoxious.
Haley Joel Osment in it though, and he's actually really funny in it. He's just like Nepo baby.
And moving on to not to cut you off, but we got a schedule here. Moving on to The Boys. There was a scene that they've been showing in the trailer for the new season where Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles come face to face. And all us supernatural girly boys are very excited to see them back together in a new role.
Yeah, I think so. I got the impression that the trailer was cut together to make it look like they're coming face to face. That's probably not the actual scene, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Don't ruin this.
But either way, I'm excited. Either way, I'm excited. And I did watch on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast an interview with Jensen Ackles talking about how he got the part for Soldier Boy and everything. Basically, just like in a text conversation with Eric Kripke. Just telling his story about like how he was just texting him. He's like, hey, whenever you want me to come on The Boys, like I'll come on. He's like, and then Eric Kripke like texted him back like, hey, so why don't you try out for this part? He's like, I don't make the casting decisions, but you send me the tape of like what you're doing and I'll give you notes and you can, do it and everything. So Eric Kripke basically like was his inside man to get the part, but it was kind of cool that like, they're all still like friends and talking to each other and everything. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they have, when I went to that, con, was it last year or year before? And they talked about how they're all in a group text like every single one of them. They're all good friends and they all, they all still talk. They need to put DJ Qualls in it. He's honestly one of the greatest people I've ever met. One of the greatest people in Hollywood, probably. But other than that, and his husband, I just call him Benny, but I don't remember his name. What's his name?
I feel like we go over this like every couple of months.
Anyways. Who is it?
Benny from Supernatural. The vampire.
The guy that Jensen...
Yeah, I don't remember who he is, though.
Anyways, so one thing I'm not excited for is Jensen Ackles said there was a scene that was so bad that he like puked after the scene. Because as I said, The Boys that has a great... I do have to kind of do recap because I don't remember last season because, this comes out every couple of years. He said that the scene was so bad he puked afterwards, and the idea that we have to just outdo ourselves on shock value nonstop. And it's like, please just focus on the story. So I don't know about that. Maybe I might wait a little bit to see what people are talking about, what episode it is, because I don't want to see it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm curious to see how everything plays out. So because I remember the finale, I remember the last like 10, 15 minutes of the finale from last season, and pretty much all of them ended up being arrested by the government. That's now run by Homelander, basically. And except for Star, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on her name. Anyways, except for Annie, she gets away. And then obviously we saw her in Gen V season 2, and I haven't finished that yet. I got 2 more episodes to go. But we see that Starlight got away. So seeing the trailer where they're all back together and Butcher's back and he seems to be the same old asshole, but like still leading the group, they've left it feeling like it was going to be a much different season than what I'm feeling like we're seeing in the trailer. So it's very interesting to me, like that, like how is this all going to happen? Like how are they all going to get back together, get free from the government? Maybe there's answers in Gen V. I don't know. But in any case, I am excited for the show, though, because it's one last season of us getting to see Homelander just being the most worst asshole in the world. And I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be bloody.
It will be bloody. I hope to have some great fights. It will be great. Homelander's probably the best character in that. Well, him and Butcher, probably the two best characters in that show.
Two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what I really watch it for is Butcher and Homelander, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's the reason to watch it.
And Starlight, she's another one that I can watch all day. I don't care if she got plastic surgery. I still love her.
Yeah, I loved. I think it was in the last season where they had Chuck from Supernatural. He was like the multiple man or whatever. I don't know what his actual name was in the boys, but in any case, the part where like he's just like ganging up on all of the boys, and then Butcher just walks in and just starts beating the shit out of him with a crowbar and stuff. It was like, and it's just the reason that you're like, that's why he's the badass.
Yeah, I remember. Didn't they have like temporary powers?
Yeah, they did for a while. They did. I don't think they did in this last season because I think it gave Butcher cancer or something.
That's why it's like I have to go back and recap it because I can't even remember. My ADHD brain can't keep it retained.
Yeah, it was the season before with Soldier Boy.
And I hope there is a lot more Soldier Boy because he is another good character. I know they're got that prequel in the works.
Yeah.
But even I think Jensen Ackles just plays it well. Because I think Soldier Boy, the Captain America, anti-Captain America type. I think he is probably one of the best characters in it.
Oh, for sure.
Any thoughts, Steph?
I love Jensen Ackles.
Okay. Have you watched it at all?
No.
Oh, why not?
Should watch it.
No, because I told you guys I don't like the gory stuff, and like, I don't.
It is pretty nonstop.
Yeah, I can't. I know myself, and I won't be able to handle it. So I just live vicariously through you guys. But I do love Jensen Ackles. That'd be the only reason I'd consider it, but I just don't want to see all the gross stuff, the grotesque.
It's really just as easy to go on YouTube and watch the season recaps, and you get it. You really don't have to sit and watch it.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I'm watching those recaps, I can't keep my attention on that.
No.
All right, moving on. P Diddy documentary dropped. I don't know how much I can share because I don't want to get killed. So the story goes that 50 Cent, I guess one day P Diddy said he wanted to take him shopping, and 50 Cent did not like that and gathered all this evidence and video and interviews against P Diddy. Pretty much they're saying, he killed Tupac, he killed Biggie, and then after he killed Biggie, he had this big dance on MTV. P Diddy doesn't have any musical talent. He was just jealous of everybody. And pretty much anybody that was successful or he made successful, he would ruin. I think there's a lot left out of the documentary. I think there's some shit that went on with Justin Bieber. And then there was a kid before him. I think there's probably a lot other. There was one woman that talked about being sexually assaulted by him, ruined her life. But what's more interesting is if you go on TikTok or YouTube, you can watch the Jaguar interview, who used to be a backup singer back in those days, and she tells all she tells everything. In fact, she's quiet now because a lot of the people connected to Diddy are getting sued or suing her for defamation. And you know how our system is. If you can't prove it, and here's my thing about it, though. I forget the woman's name, but she's talking about being sexually assaulted by P Diddy, and she went to other people, and other people say, well, I'm not going to do anything because I want to continue going to his parties. And it's just wild to me that this is real life, and people feel so insignificant that they can't help a woman who's been sexually assaulted because they feel like going to this party will make them significant. As we know, P Diddy is in for 5 years for prostitution or something like that.
I think, like it's technically trafficking.
Yeah. Which, I think it's like 120 months or something like that. Or not 120, it's like 5 years. And usually in prison, it's federal prison, I'm assuming. Usually in federal prison, because the FBI investigated. Usually in federal prison, you're not going to be there 5 years. You're going to be there more like 2 or 3. So he's probably going to end up getting a monitor. Now, what I thought was interesting is Jaguar said, not me, that the only reason 50 Cent did this because he wants to take P. Diddy's place. I thought that was interesting. Because they do paint 50 Cent as being a kind of the good guy in all this.
Yeah.
And so it just, for me, it's like, I don't know what's really going on.
I love the 50 Cent stuff going on in there because from what I've heard, P. Diddy hired somebody to film the court scenes and everything because he's like, I want this out there, whatever. And it just like wasn't going the way he wanted it to. And then like just decided not to pay the guy. And then 50 Cent was like, hey, yeah, I'll pay you for it. And so they gave him all the footage, which is insane.
And he did the interview on CBS because
Channel 7 or something.
Because it's being played in the prisons.
Yeah.
So
he did it so that P. Diddy could
see the interview.
That's some like diabolical shit, and I love it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really paying attention. It was on in the background, and I was doing something else, and I just kept hearing like little clips about it, like little things, and I'm like, "What the fuck are we watching?" And like Steve was like watching it too, and I'm just like, "This is so atrocious." Like, the what the women were saying and how they were just going along with everything, and I'm like, I need to like sit down and actually watch it. But then I was like, I should have done it because I knew we were going to talk about it. I had a feeling, but it was definitely like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Well, I'm here. Like I said, I'm here for the Diddy 50 Cent drama because it's hilarious and entertaining as hell. And 50 Cent seems like a cool dude.
Yeah, I'd party with him.
The crazy part, I thought, was the male prostitute he kept bringing in to have sex with Cassie, his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they were storing his semen. And he was doing that for a year until he was just like, why do you keep storing my semen? And she's like, yeah, well, he likes to watch me drink it and play with it.
That's gross. It's pretty gross.
Like, what are you talking about? The court was so bad with P. Diddy that he was not allowed to make eye contact with the jury. Yeah. I mean, P. Diddy's got a lot of power. He's probably living it up in prison.
Yeah.
Like,
probably.
He's got hitmen, I'm sure. I'm sure he's knows people. This is allegedly. Please don't come after me, P. Diddy. I'm sure you're listening. I'm assuming he's got some people he knows. I did hear one story about this woman who I think she did a YouTube or something on it. She said she worked at this restaurant and P. Diddy would bring people there and impress them about how his knowledge on wines. But before he brought people there, he would go and sample the wines and then learn about them and didn't know jack shit about it. he was like very rude to her all the time. And he would just like learn about wine right beforehand, and then pretend like he knows what he's talking about with, high class people.
That's like what I would do. That's like an episode of Frasier right there.
This guy, just everything I hear, allegedly, I don't know, but does not sound very stable.
No, I'm going to assume not.
Moving on.
It's fun.
Stranger Things. Anything good to say about it? I don't know. You probably like it more than me.
Well, and I was texting you about it while I was watching, and I was like, I'm not really drawn into the season yet. So my expectation going into season 5 was that it was going to be like full throttle, like, let's go, let's do this shit. But it's like, it felt like for those of you who don't know, they've split it up, the final season, into 3 parts. Part 1 was released right around Thanksgiving, I think on Thanksgiving, and it was 4 episodes, 4 1-hour episodes. Part 2 comes out on Christmas, which is, I think, 3-hour and 45-minute episodes. And then the final episode is going to be released like New Year's Day or something like that, or New Year's Eve, one of those two. But like, I feel like the first part was just trying to like set up for the next 2 parts, which irritates me because they had 4 seasons to set up for season 5. Like, you didn't have to take your time with it. And I'm trying to like kind of lock down the theme, because they've always had like kind of a background theme for each of their seasons. Like the last season was like Freddy Krueger. This one I felt was more of a Red Dawn. It's usually something from the 80s-ish. But I felt like it was more of a Red Dawn theme going on, because they're all basically doing guerrilla warfare to undermine the government and also take out Vecna. So I do think that the 4th episode, which is the last episode of this part, was pretty awesome at the end.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will have powers. Seeing Vecna. I thought Vecna looked pretty badass coming out.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he leveled up a little bit.
There apparently is a play that tells Vecna's backstory. He went to high school with all the parents and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Now, there's a couple theories. Number one, that it's all a big Dungeons and Dragons game. Vecna is not the real villain. He's actually trying to get these kids their powers to ignite. And the only reason, the way you can get it to come out is from fear and stress, because the real villain is the Mind Flayer, which is a Dungeons and Dragons term, which is that, giant monster, which was really brought up a lot in the earlier seasons.
Season
was
2
even mentioned.
Yeah, I think like season 2 was like when when the Mind Flayer first showed up. Yeah,
in the first season when they saved him, I think it was the first season.
Yeah, and then it possessed him.
Right. So it's really the Mind Flayer trying to come to this world.
Yeah,
and Vecna's actually trying to sacrifice himself to save everybody. That's the theory. Which makes sense, because why are we focused on Vecna then?
Yeah. Well, I think that I think the way it's going to conclude is with Vecna and 11 being both tied to the Upside Down. I think that they're going to both have to die in order to like close the gate.
Right.
Finally.
And then Eddie will come back as the Human Torch and save everybody.
I did see something about Eddie, because I love Eddie.
Yes.
And I saw something that, what was it? I think it was in one of the games that they had played, and I think it was season 4, one of the Dungeons and Dragons games they played. A vampire something like kills Vecna in the game. It was like in the first episode, I want to say. But anyways, people are thinking that Eddie's going to come back because he was bitten by all those bats and everything, to be like kind of a vampire type human thing. So that's the theory, is that that's how Eddie might come back. We don't know if he's coming back. People have said it. I don't believe it. I don't know. But I hope so.
I will say one thing I do like is Derek, the little fat boy.
Oh yeah.
He's the greatest. He's the greatest new character. They do. The thing is, they tend to make you fall in love with new characters and kill them. But he is
Yeah.
the only one that's actually acting the age he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Right. Yeah. He's pretty funny. He's like, suck a fat one.
Yeah.
He just keeps telling people that.
Ha ha ha! You're all gonna die.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of his. It will be interesting because, like you said, I think the last episode it did have a big blow up, and so hopefully it's just like hard charging from there. Which, if they are just kind of compacting it into like more mini movies,
Yeah.
that'll be great.
And they showed like Will being more powerful than 11 was. So that's interesting. And I actually thought this is the first time that I actually looked at Will and I was like, I like his character.
Yeah,
This is
whatever
like
happened
the
to
first
him, like
season.
loving, being gay and loving what's the other kid's name?
Yeah, well, and I think that was the trigger that opened up his powers at the end of the episode was him being like, I accept who I am. Because they kind of were always like, he's always like, oh, it was always alluded to that he was gay.
Right.
And then when he talks to Robin and she's like, yeah, one day I just knew. And then he goes through the whole thing is like, and I think he loves Mike. Well, yeah,
so, he was staring him down at the end of last season.
I mean, I'll take back every negative thing I said about this season. If 11 dies with Vecna at the end and then Mike and Will just end up hooking up, I'll take it back.
I think Robin's annoying. She started out pretty good character, but I think she's gotten annoying.
When did she show? Was that season 2?
She was probably
Steve
season 2 was like in love with her.
It was in the mall.
Yeah, because they worked at that hot dog place.
Yeah, I want to say it was season 3, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember. This show's been going on since 2016. They're on season 5. That's why
I know.
It's just
that's the hard part is they like have 2 or 3 years in between seasons. And I'm like, I don't remember what's going on anymore.
Exactly.
I'm like, who's this person?
Exactly.
But I do love Hopper. He's always great.
Hopper's great. Yes. And Winona Ryder was kind of a badass too.
So here's the thing, though.
Is that her name, Cass?
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Is I feel like I liked Hopper more when he was just kind of the drunken sheriff brawler.
Right.
But now he's like a special ops, like gorilla, basically. Yeah. And he talks about his time in like Vietnam and stuff. And like, I don't feel like they had, and I could be wrong about this. I feel like they hadn't mentioned Vietnam ever before for him. And then all of a sudden in season 5,
middle-aged cop in the 80s. I mean,
yeah,
it's likely.
Yeah, but all of a sudden he's talking about how he was a grunt and like a badass and all this and like killed Vietnamese. It's like,
yeah, but I mean, the same thing in Cobra Kai. So
yeah, but I liked back when he was just the sheriff and he would get into a fight and it'd be like 1 or 2 guys and he'd just be like duking it out with them and he was just a brawler. And now he's like, I don't know, he's like wasting like special forces soldiers.
Yeah, which probably wouldn't happen.
No.
Moving on, just want to mention one last thing before I give you guys any more room to talk. I just want to mention Doomsday, Marvel Doomsday trailer should be coming soon. I think it's like the 16th or something like that. Something in the next 2 weeks. It's supposed to be a 1.5-minute long trailer. And I'm pretty excited to see that because, we're going to see all these different characters from all these different universes come together. Sounds like to give finality to a lot of things. Supposed to reboot things. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking there's probably gonna be some surprises. Just like in the movie, there'll probably be more surprises. I hope it doesn't get to like, oh, here we go again, another surprise.
Yeah.
But I am pretty excited for that to come out.
Yep. I do want to see the trailer for that. I still haven't seen Fantastic Four yet, and I should probably do that at some
It's all
point.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, I do want to see the Doomsday trailer just because of all the actors that they've already mentioned are coming, and I want to at least get an inkling of what the movie is about and how it's going to go. So I'm excited for that. And as long as we're talking trailers, Supergirl, the trailer comes out in a couple days on the 11th. Excited for that one too.
I'm just happy Nightcrawler's going to be back.
Yep.
That's my guy.
Who's he being played by? Is it Alan
Tudyk.
Cummings?
Or not Tudyk. The dude from that one reality show you guys like.
Alan Cummings, yeah.
Cummings. I don't know why I said Tudyk. Alan Tudyk. That would be a weird one.
I'd be like, oh, that's an interesting change.
Yeah, he could pull it off. Steph.
He could pull off anything.
Steph.
Yes.
Go ahead and talk.
Okay. I mean, sorry, I have not been as responsive. I didn't watch Stranger Things or The Boys, so this one is more just you guys. Speaking of our favorite reality show, Traders will be back January 9th, I believe, January 8th or 9th. So I will be tuning into that, and we will be having discussions about that every week.
I'll be watching.
Yep, super pumped. Rick, you should get on board. I think you'd like it. It's an interesting premise.
Yeah, but there's 10 new episodes of My Hero Academia out.
Okay, well, Traders.
There's that too.
And One Piece is finalizing.
Okay.
Which, by the way, you guys need to watch season 1 before March. If you don't, you're off the show. This is non-negotiable. You have to watch One Piece season 1 and then start watching season 2, because at that time, it will be number 1. You won't be off the show, though. I'm just joking.
I was like, it's nice knowing you guys. This is fun.
I was like,
you have.
I was like, in the word.
It's just a pirate show. It's a show about pirates.
I was gonna say, in the words of Derek, suck a fat one.
No, you have to watch it because it's going to be the number 1 show.
For all of our listeners out there, next week I think are we going to do Christmas next week or Christmas battle?
Yeah.
Right?
It's Christmas movie debate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'll be too angry.
He's an angry elf.
There's only one greatest movie of all time, Christmas movie of all time. And it's not. It doesn't have Bing Crosby in it. He has mentioned in it though.
Yeah, they mention it in that movie because it's one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time.
Agreed.
Well, yeah, they have to punch down.
They have to be like, hey, in order for us to be even a little bit relevant, we have to reference a good movie. I'm kidding. I love Christmas Vacation. It's so good.
I was gonna say, you better watch it, bub.
I love that movie.
It is also,
I've watched it twice already.
It is also a great movie. However, White Christmas will always be the number 1 Christmas movie.
If you like boring shit. But anyways, we ain't gonna get into that. All right, go ahead and talk about your reality stuff.
Oh gosh, what have I done? Dancing with the Stars ended. It was not a shocking ending, but there's a lot of uproar in the world of Dancing with the Stars, a lot of back and forth. There were some racist accusations thrown out. People are leaving the show. It's a whole thing. I'm watching it. It's fantastic. Let's see. Below Deck. Okay, so I just started it. I'm already on season 4. I started it 2 weeks ago and I'm addicted, and I blame Adam for this. And I have just decided that next winter I'm going to become a yachty. I'm going to be a stew on a yacht in the Bahamas, preferably. That's my new life passion. And I would like to thank Captain Lee and Kate Chastain for that. And Ben, because I do love Chef Ben.
Ben's pretty cool.
But it's an addiction. I'm not going to lie. And I am really invested. There's definitely characters that I'm like, I could do without you guys. But, they usually leave after a little bit. Yeah.
Below Deck's a fun show.
Yeah. Did not think I'd be into it as much as I am, but I find myself up until 3 a.m. watching it.
Yeah. It's not as good after Captain Lee leaves, which was only like a couple of years ago. But I hear he's coming back.
He's a badass. Like, you don't fuck with Captain Lee. What he says goes.
Yeah.
You know?
The other captains that I've seen on the other, like the below deck Mediterranean and what was the other one? Sailing yacht or something. I don't know. Those captains aren't nearly as good. Like, I'm there for Captain Lee.
Yeah. I mean, I think I text you twice a week about how much I love Captain Lee.
Yeah. He's the best.
Yeah. Other than that, I haven't really been watching too many reality shows. I've been really busy lately, bartending more, doing my real estate career. So I'll be better next week. I'll be more invested. Give you some.
Cool. I only had a couple of things. First of all, Fallout Season 2 starts next Wednesday. And when I say starts, I'm pretty sure that they're releasing all the episodes like they did for Season 1. So I got to find somehow I'm going to binge that over the next week or so. But that one's really exciting for me. Macaulay Culkin's going to be in it.
Yeah, that'll be an easy one to binge.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to get rid of all my other responsibilities in order to make this happen. I might be wrapping presents for 8 hours straight. And then the only other thing, so I started House of the Dragon Season 2. We talked about it last podcast or the last episode we did. I started watching it. It is still intriguing me. So I'm like, I'm going to keep watching this. The first episode does end with child murder, like really little child murder. As in like the head got chopped off of this child. Spoiler alert. But that kind of put me off a little bit, but I'm like, I'm still very intrigued because I do love the actors on there. I love kind of what's happening. I'm really excited to keep watching it though. So
yeah, I do have to go back and watch that. I'm a big Matt Smith fan.
Yeah, Matt Smith. That's who I was thinking of. I love him. He's so good in that show.
Best actor ever.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I've never seen it. But I am enjoying it so far, and I'm only like 1.5 episodes in. I just didn't have it in me to watch the whole second episode. But yeah, that's I think that's really all I've been watching. So, but yeah, keep you updated on House of the Dragon, or maybe not, because Rick sounds like he wants to watch it now, so I don't want to spoil it.
Well, I have to catch up. I do have to watch it. I just haven't. I started it and I stopped. I don't know why. Yeah, I'll catch up on it at some point real soon. I just been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. Finally got the diamond.
There you go.
Rogue's coming out in a couple days.
Hey, cool. It's pretty cool.
That's
pretty sweet there.
Save some posty for the rest of us.
Hey, first of all,
did I just stump Rick?
Huh?
Did I just stump you? No comeback? No witty comeback?
Dude, bitches love Marvel Rivals.
I'm going to
There's a lot of women that play it. They probably love me calling them bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not, though.
I bet your neighbor loves it.
Oh, man.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yep. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another fun episode of the Spit Take Podcast. Next week, we will be discussing Christmas movies, whether it's a debate or not. We'll see. But in any case, we hope to see you next time.
Bye.
Level up, guys.